Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. Non-tournament edition because Andy and I, we need some time. I am your host, Davo. With me, as always, we have Andy.
I'm kind of trying to heal after the last defeat.
Yeah, me too. Kells, winner. Winner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I had a trophy in my ear. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
No, you don't want me to. No.
Okay.
And hello, Neil.
Hey, everybody.
Now, before I hand it off to Neil, I wanted to throw something out to my fellow ladlers and everybody listening. As you know, there is the littlest ladler, Simon, that wonderful, wonderful boy. And yay! And he is 4 weeks old as of this recording. He's 4 weeks old. But he is not a month old. Because his birthday's in 3 days. So, do we call him 4 weeks old or do we call him a month old? When is that breakover point?
I thought we called him Simon.
We do call him Simon. But if someone asks how old is that glorious baby? Do we tell them a month or do we tell them 4 weeks?
I guess it's whatever you want to do at that point.
I was promised there wouldn't be math.
Well, I just found it, I was musing on it today. I found it a little bit interesting that he is 4 weeks old today, but he's not a month yet. And there's 4 weeks and a month. I thought that was kind of neat. Just one of those quasi-shower thoughts.
You really haven't slept in a while, have you?
Long
It's
time.
been a long time since you had a full night's sleep.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also thinking that in other cultures, like for instance, when a baby is born in Korea, the day they're born, their age is 1. They don't start at 0 or less than 1.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
You know what's even, you want to go a little bit deeper than that, Davo?
I do.
I heard a podcast about that. And traditionally in Korea, not only are you 1 the day you're born, but they increment your year on New Year's Day. So if you're born on New Year's Eve, 2 days later, you're 2 years old.
What?
Wow! Holy mackerel! That's awesome. That's really fascinating to me.
It actually causes a problem because people will give their days sometime in kind of the Western way that we do it, and sometimes in the traditional way, and it can cause a lot of confusion sometimes.
Whether you're 28 or 29 or whatever.
28 or 30.
28 or 30. That's a significant difference. Holy mackerel. I remember when I was 30. Hey, Kels, how do you feel about 30?
It was fun. It's going well.
Yeah.
Won a tournament not too long ago.
Okay.
And with that,
hello, my neighbor.
Neil, take it away.
All right. Every week we have a theme, and within that theme, we have 6 categories of 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points. Sometimes there's a few bonus points thrown in here and there. And then we have a final question that's worth up to 100 points. Today, however, we're doing something a little bit different. I gave each of the players the opportunity to give me some topics that they think that they're pretty good at, but the other 2 guys aren't as good at. 2 of the players actually gave me that information, and one of them did not. So some friends of the show, Jefe and Anthony, helped me come up with topics for Andy on his behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Which I
did
bet it's
their
going to be science.
homework.
Oh, for the love of God.
I randomized the categories. You guys you'll probably figure out most of them right away whose category it is. You can cop to it or not as you wish. And we're going to start. The first category is horror movies.
Hey!
So keep in mind, these are what I was trying to target is these are a little bit deep for people that aren't as familiar with the topic, but should be easier for people that are more familiar with it. And some were harder than others to do that with. So You can hate me or not as we go along.
We could never hate you, Neil.
Nah, doesn't
Yeah.
feel right.
So, does anybody want to guess who horror movies belongs to?
Davo.
Davo.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, Dave, do you remember The Evil Dead 2?
I do.
What book is prominently shown after Ash traps his severed hand under a bucket? He puts some books on top of the bucket after he puts the
Right.
bucket over his hand.
Locked in.
And I'm not gonna
Hmm.
have any easy mode questions, and I'm not gonna have any bonus points this category or this game.
I'm locked in.
All right. Okay. I'm locked in with my. This is honestly a guess. I mean, I haven't seen it in a bit.
Okay,
I've never seen it.
Kels.
You said his hand was trapped under a bucket.
Yeah, after his hand
It's
becomes
severed.
possessed basically, and it's kind of moving on its own. So he cuts off his own hand, and then the hand kind of runs across the floor, and he upends a bucket over it, and then he puts some books down on the bucket to trap the hand.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought about all of that and I said a farewell to arms.
Okay, Devo.
That's great. I said. Well, I was thinking Sam Raimi does lots of fun little in stuff, and I had three choices running through my head. I had the Book of the Dead. I had Naked Lunch, but I went with Metamorphosis.
Okay,
Hmm.
Andy.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Farewell to Arms. I think this was recently on the Cracked website.
So that is that your answer?
Yep.
In fact, I got this little tidbit from Cracked, and the answer is Farewell to Arms.
Yes. I can't believe
Guys, this is my category.
I will say that I did confirm it. I didn't take Crack's word for it. It was a starting point. All right, question 2. What was the first horror movie to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar?
first. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Hmm.
I think I'm probably super late though with it.
If it's I'm trying to decide if it's a thriller or horror.
Horror.
Was Michael Jackson in it? Then it was Thriller. If he wasn't in it, then it could be horror.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Deva,
The Exorcist.
Andy,
Oh. I went with Jaws.
and Kels.
William Friedkin's The Exorcist.
Correct answer is The Exorcist. Question 3. In 2007, the first movie of this found footage series is said to have the largest return on investment of any movie in history, with a supposed budget of $15,000 and a worldwide gross of $193 million.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Andy,
Blair Witch.
Kels,
Paranormal Activity.
David.
Oh.
Paranormal Activity.
Correct answer is Paranormal Activity. Blair Witch was in the 90s.
Rats.
All right. Let's go a little bit deeper. Maybe David can catch up.
Hey.
Question 4.
In his
Well,
category.
I'm just saying. I mean, this is a movie category, and we do have Kels playing. So,
Right.
question 4. The Thing was the first of John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy movies. Name either of the other two movies. It's not an official trilogy, by the way. It's his designation of movies that had a particular themes running through them.
I have no idea, but
I'm
I have a guess. I'm locked in.
yeah, I have a total guess.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Kels?
I said The Blob.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a good
Deva?
guess.
I said They Live.
Oh.
Andy?
Prince of Darkness. I'm thinking I'm dead wrong now.
Well, the Apocalypse trilogy movies include The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, and The Prince of Darkness.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice, Andy.
Oh, I wasted a
Oh.
lot of my life in the 80s.
My wife's a big horror movie fan, and those last two are uh, two of the movies that have scared her the most, and she watches them semi regularly. At the end of round one, I've got Davo and Andy tied with 20 and Kels with 30. I'm guessing it's going to be tough to figure out whose category this is. It's 90s rap.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Wow, Andy.
No, I'm sorry. For the Love of Pete is one of my favorite rap songs. That's what I meant. It's a deep cut from Tone Loc.
Tone Loc.
I gotta check that one out.
The original B-side to Funky Cold Medina.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Yeah.
90s rap. Question one. Early in his career in 1991, what rapper and producer was the promoter for an AIDS benefit which was oversold, causing a stampede that killed 9 people?
Locked in.
I have a weird.
No, that might be too. Yeah, I'm so clueless in this category. I'm just going to write that down. I'm locked in.
I've got a total guess. I'm locked in.
Devo?
Sean Combs.
Andy?
This is my logic. I've never even heard of this accident, but Eazy-E died of AIDS. So I'm thinking maybe Eazy-E.
Oh.
Okay. Kels?
I also went with Diddy because for it to be easy, that would be later in his career. His career started in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Diddy was still unknown, but I don't think I've ever heard of this incident. But I went with Diddy.
Well, Devo and Kels, you were both right. It was Sean Combs.
Oh,
Yay.
Question two. Who sang the chorus on Jay-Z's Can't Knock the Hustle?
Oh, come on.
It was me,
I'm
wasn't it?
making short tone. I mean, you got cut from the. I mean, you did the studio. I heard that cut. That was nice.
Oh, yeah. It was all a blur for me.
Was that
Yeah.
Jay-Z? No, that wasn't Jay-Z.
I'm locked in.
Of course you are. Grumble grouse, grumble grouse. No.
Apparently, from what I read, that's one of his kind of iconic songs.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty big hit for him at the time.
I'm locked in.
Andy?
It was Reba McEntire. His producer said this cut needs more Reba, and he went out and he got himself more Reba.
You laugh. Hold on there, Neil. I got to throw something out there. He sang a song with a British dance band called KLF
Mm-hmm.
called Justified and Ancient. And she sings the lyric, "Stand by your jam." It is the greatest thing ever. They called her up in Tennessee and said, "Tammy, stand by the jam."
You know what? I've been looking for a catchphrase since we started this show. Stand by the jam. That's my catchphrase.
Stand by the jam.
That's stand by the jam.
Got to look that song up now. Justified and Ancient.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
So the chorus is also all bound for Moo Moo Land. So you're going to love it. And this is why I do well in music categories.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I like the good
I
stuff.
almost used that question too. It was so weird.
Dang it.
Kels, what's your answer?
My answer is the correct answer, and that would be Mary J. Blige.
Devo?
Fun fact. I've never heard a Mary J. Blige song, and I only really knew her from the Umbrella Academy.
Oh God!
Right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hey, I said Pink. because Pink started her career as kind of a soul artist.
Kells was correct in that he's got the correct answer. It was Mary J. Blige.
Reba would have been awesome, though.
Pink wouldn't have been too bad.
Mm.
Question 3. Who was the primary, i.e., first, target of Tupac's diss classic Hit 'Em Up? He dissed a lot of people on that song, but the first line is referring to someone in particular.
Yes. I'm locked in.
I'm going to write down a name. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Kels?
Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. The Notorious B.I.G.
Holy crap.
You do not get bonus points.
That's fair.
I wrote down Biggie Smalls.
Andy?
They're both wrong. This is going to be confusing for regular listeners, so I want to make this clear. He used to gamble a lot on football, and he lost a game. He lost a huge bet when Ray Guy hit a long punt, and so actually the first line was about Ray Guy. I'm not punting, and that's why this can be confusing. The first line. He was pissed at Ray Guy. Classic.
I can't actually repeat the line and keep our family friendly rating, but I did paraphrase it.
Now I have to look it up.
He said, I had relations with your girlfriend and you're morbidly obese.
Well,
Yeah.
And he was referring to Biggie Smalls
Yes.
or the Notorious B.I.G., etc., etc. This is an easy one. Question 4. What group had a hit with Tootsie Roll?
what? I didn't know that was a song. I thought it was just a dance.
I'm locked in.
All good songs have a dance. Or, I mean, all good dances have a song.
Tootsie Roll?
Tootsee, if that helps.
Well, it helps with copyright. What? Okay, I'm locked in with an answer.
I'm locked in.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're probably a one-hit wonder.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Let's start with Davo.
Well, as the rap aficionado that I am, when I think 90s rap, I think Pet Shop Boys.
I vaguely recall that they were mostly popular in the 80s.
In a West End town and dead end world.
Yeah. They had a brief resurgence in the 90s. They were on the Bad Boy label.
Oh.
They
right.
Mary J. Blige was then in it.
Andy.
Little known fact. I'm just going to put an X on my paper right here next to score. and we'll move on.
Andy, do you have an answer?
Yeah, mine was a little more serious. It's kind of it's a little known rock and roll fact, but Lionel Richie came back to the Commodores in the 90s, and they recorded a rap album with Commodores with the S as a Z to kind of throw people off. And Tootsie Roll was kind of a remix of Brick House, kind of the follow-up to it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commodores with a Z.
You know,
I'm going to put an X by your score.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
I'm tempted to give you 1 point.
Because he got the last letter right.
Yeah. Kels, what's your answer?
That would be the 69 Boys.
With a Z.
Oh,
With the Z.
that's where I got the
I
Z
want
from.
3 points because mine ended in boys. Come on.
I mean, okay, how bad do you guys want pity points?
No, I don't want pity points. I'm good.
You
Okay.
sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
All right, at the end of round 2, Andy has 20, Davo has 40, and Kels has 70.
We're catching them.
This is feeling very much like a tournament game.
By my math, Dave-O, we're catching them.
Yeah, I like your math.
All right, category 3 is the Godfather trilogy.
Son of a what?
Keep on dealing out the kills. All right.
Hey, I randomized these categories. I put them all in order in the order that I created them, and then I randomized them. So it's just a coincidence.
Luckily, I've seen all of them multiple times, except for the last one. I've only seen that once. Once too many.
I was told not to watch the last one.
And you should
By-
stick to that.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt me in this category, isn't it?
Nope.
Probably.
Nope. You know what? You're still going to be a better man for it.
Question 1. What is the name of the horse whose head ends up in bed with Jack Woltz?
Locked in.
3 seconds. That took him 3 seconds.
Locked in.
Well, he had to write it down.
Yeah. Oh, what is the name of that horse? Didn't know it had a name.
Can I give them a hint?
I have it. I'm locked in.
Them.
Are you kidding me? I'm locked in.
Them.
Totally up to you.
Dave-O, you already got it? You good?
No, Andy's got it. I got nothing.
Okay. It's also a world capital, I believe.
It is.
There's only like 200 of those. That's great.
And Dave-O knows at least 3 of them.
I know. Boston.
The horse's name is Washington, D.C.
World capital.
This is my horse, Mexico City.
Ho Chi Minh City. All right, I wrote down the capital. I'm locked in.
Andy?
Khartoum.
Really? Kels?
Khartoum.
And Dave-O.
Bogota.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the correct answer is Khartoum. And I'm guessing that it was actually the name of the horse's character, not the actual horse.
That'd be cool if it was in the credits. Buttercup as Khartoum.
Oh yeah, no,
Make
they
it.
got the horse head. They got the horse head from a dog food factory.
Oh, good to know.
It was a real horse head.
Listen, Neil, I ain't no band leader.
Take the cannoli. Question 2. A close relative of the director was nominated for an Oscar for Godfather 2. Who was it?
Close relative.
Yeah.
So you just got to think of who
Godfather.
all the people that got nominated for Oscars. For
Oh.
Godfather 2. I think there were
900.
9 nominations.
Close relative nominated.
I think I know.
Nominated for The Godfather Part 2, but didn't win.
Did not win. No.
Okay,
Oh.
so that eliminates one person. I don't think they're related. I'm pretty sure they're not. So that eliminates him.
I'm just gonna write down a name, and I have a trivia nugget after this. Something interesting.
Be careful with the trivia nugget when we're still in the middle of a category.
I feel pretty good that this is not going to be in it.
Okay, that's.
As, as a
you could give
Yeah,
all
I
the
understand.
nuggets you want. I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know this one. I'm locked in though.
Okay, Kels, what's your answer?
Well, I knew it wasn't Robert De Niro because he won Best Supporting. I know it wasn't Al Pacino because pretty sure him and Coppola aren't related. And I ran out of people who could have been nominated. And so I said Lee Strasberg.
Okay. Deva?
I said Al Pacino because he was in Godfather 2 last I checked.
And he was nominated, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Andy?
Yeah, I think it's Al Pacino, though I don't understand the relation.
Well, so this is something I learned. Francis Ford Coppola's sister is Talia Shire. who was nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh,
Oh
that's right.
yeah.
I forgot all
Did
about
not
her.
know that.
I
I'm
didn't
so
know.
sorry.
I didn't know that they were brother and sister, but
Yeah. Dang, I forgot. Wow, I blanked on her.
So my trivia nugget is, well, you guys know who wrote The Godfather, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
Mario Puzo. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had before he wrote those screenplays, he had never written one before. So he felt like he needed to go. This might be apocryphal, so this is kind of neat. He decided he'd brush up on technique and see how to actually write a screenplay the technical way, And he went and bought a book of like how to write screenplay kind of book. And apparently, he opened it up, and chapter one, the first sentence said, "Study Godfather 1."
So he was set, is what you're saying. Like he
He was good
wasted
to
money.
go.
Love that.
Hope he could return that to Barnes and Noble.
I hope that's true.
Wow.
question 3. What actor was only in 6 full-length feature films in his short career, one of them posthumously, but all of those movies were nominated for Best Picture Oscars?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Oh, come on. I know him. It's Fredo. I know his face. That could have been a line in The Godfather, by the way.
No, it's-
Oh, okay. I'm locked in.
Deva,
The dude who played Fredo.
Andy,
John Cazale.
Kels.
John Cazale.
Correct answer is John Cazale. Cazale.
Because he was in Godfather Part 2, Deer Hunter, Dog Day Afternoon.
He was in another Coppola film that was nominated for Best Oscar against Godfather 1 or 2. I
Oh,
think.
Yeah.
well, it'd be Dog Day Afternoon,
Yeah.
right? No.
That was a
Nah, I
different
think
one.
it was in between years.
It was a movie I hadn't heard of, but it was actually nominated. And then he was also posthumously he had archival footage in Godfather 3, which was nominated but didn't win.
I saw those like pictures. I've seen pictures of him standing in front of Marlon Brando with the script taped to his shirt. Have you seen those pictures?
Cause
Oh, yeah.
yeah, because Marlon like refused
Yeah, he
to
wouldn't.
learn
He
his
read them
lines,
off of a person.
Question 4. What was the name of Michael Corleone's first wife?
Locked in.
Oh, crap.
Don't fall for the trick, Andy.
I'm not falling for the trick.
Don't fall for the okey doke.
I might fall for the okie doke. I'm locked in. This is so embarrassing.
You've only seen these movies once?
Once a piece, yes.
I fell asleep to them for a few weeks. Like each one.
I'm locked in. I don't know why. I think I'm being tricked here.
Well, Andy, what's your answer?
The woman he met in Italy after he did the hit Apollonia was her name.
Kels?
Apollonia.
Apollonia was her name.
She was in the Revolution, wasn't she?
Stop
She's
it.
multi-talented, yes.
Well, I knew it was the lady in Italy because I remember that part of the movie as kind of draggy, but I couldn't think of Apollonia, so I just said Maria because that's a good Italian-sounding name.
Well, the correct answer is Apollonia.
Of
Andy,
course
I'll give
it
you
is.
credit for that. You were pretty close.
Thank you.
Which brings us to the end of round 3, and our scores are Devo with 40, Andy with 50, and Kels with 100.
We're catching them.
But we got my 2 out of the way. So that means like your categories are up. So pretty sure the margin will lessen.
Pretty sure my throat's about to get stepped on.
We'll see. Category 4 is DC Comics.
Wow.
Oh,
Mysterious ways.
why is there not a bonus round?
For reasons like this.
Question 1.
Robin. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
Question 1. John Constantine is the protagonist in what comic series?
Locked in.
Sounds familiar. Feel like I should know that.
Locked in?
Are you asking or telling?
Telling. Telling?
Telling?
Locked in.
Kels.
I said Constantine or Fantastic Demons and Where to Find Them.
I would love that movie.
The Wild, Wonderful World of Robin.
Devo.
Hellblazer.
Oh,
You may remember the movie with was it Keanu Reeves playing
Reeves?
Constantine?
Yeah.
There's a movie called Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
the name of the comic was Hellblazer. Question 2. What was the real name of the original Golden Age Flash?
Locked in.
Locked in. Curse you, TV show. Because that's the only way you got that, Kells.
No,
I
actually,
know, and I'm trying to. I've seen this.
I'm a Flash fan.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
apologies.
Like, he is my second favorite DC hero.
Who's your
After
first?
Robin?
Of course.
Oh, you said hero, so no, not Robin.
Come on now. Come on now.
Batman's my number one. A guy.
All right, so Barry Allen meets him in.
Andy might get this because of the show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while. I kind of. Is it still on? The
Yes.
show? Yeah, I haven't watched in a couple
Yes.
years.
Well, there's
Yeah.
time.
The season where he went back to save his mom, and the season finale, like, I'm out of here. Done.
Well, he did that like 9 times, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm done.
Finally, his mom was like, "Enough already. You try to save me. That's fine."
Oh my! You know what? I'm locked in. I got
Yeah,
this.
if I'd known this was in the TV show, I probably wouldn't have used the question. Andy?
This is going to be confusing for some of our listeners, but actually, the Guy family back in the day were big fans of the Flash, and when they had their first boy, the Guy family named him Ray, after the original Flash, Ray Guy. This is not me punting. The original Flash was named Ray Guy.
Devo?
Jay Garrick.
And Kels.
Jay Garrick.
Correct answer is Jay Garrick.
That was my second guess.
So apparently he got his power by inhaling radioactive fumes from heavy water, as opposed to any kind of that flash speed time stuff that he's got.
That would be the
That's
Speed Force.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, question 3. Who is the only superhero to have been both a member of the Avengers and the Justice League?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because they did some crossover stuff back in the day.
They did.
Huh.
Ooh.
I think I.
Did El Jefe and Anthony write this question?
No, it was. This one was suggested to me by someone.
Well, whoever they are, kick them in the shin and tell them good show.
I know.
I did ask some friends of mine who are comic fans, and both of them knew the answer.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm gonna lock in with this.
I'm gonna lock in as well.
I'm locked in.
Devo.
Well, I remember in a couple in one of the crossover things, there was a really cool shot of Superman wielding Captain America's shield and Mjolnir. So I went with Superman.
Okay. Kels.
Man, I wanted to write Superman, but I was like, nah, that's too obvious. That's how they get you. So I
Yeah, it
went with,
is. That's
I went with Wonder Woman.
Andy.
I went the other direction with it. I'm pretty sure the it was the Wonder Twins.
Well,
Please be the Wonder
I
Twins.
think that they probably couldn't. I think they probably couldn't have done that with the bigger names, the Superman and Wonder Woman's, and even the Wonder Twins, because they're kind of too iconic.
Yeah.
As I mean, Wonder Woman and
yeah.
Superman, they were both founding members,
Form
right?
of iconic
Yes.
water.
And this is a little bit of a trick question because the character who was a member of both was actually a Marvel character
Mm.
who was in the Justice League for a short time, and he was Hawkeye.
Man,
Oh.
I would. He rattled around in my head. Dang it!
Did he poke you with his arrows?
He did the big, but Green Arrow hit him with a boxing glove arrow and helped me out.
Oh, comics.
Question 4 in DC Comics. In the comics, who killed Superman?
I'm locked in.
Also locked in.
I'm locked in. Why am I even thinking about it?
Kels?
I said Doomsday.
Andy?
It was another crossover with Thanos.
Devo?
It was Superman 75. They sold a special edition
Oh God.
that had a memorial armband in
I'm
it with
already
the Superman logo. It was Doomsday.
I was a little hesitant. Actually, a friend of mine suggested that maybe that wouldn't be a good option to use because Doomsday supposedly killed him in Batman versus Superman also, except that Doomsday was never mentioned by name in the movie. The only
No.
reference was someone said, "What is that?" And I think Lex Luthor said, "That is your Doomsday," like little lowercase d.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, the correct answer is Doomsday.
Is it?
It is. Well, Andy,
Yep.
that is your second sweep of the game so far.
Yep.
Your second round of 0 points. Yeah.
90s rap and DC Comics. Yep. I was there for both of them.
Uh huh. Were you? I just thought I'd remind you
Thanks.
of that.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
The good news is the last two questions were picked on your behalf.
Oh, good.
The last two categories.
Good. Let's see.
So,
Let's turn over the paper. I'm just going to write down wrestling right now.
at the end of round 4, Andy has 50, Davo has 70, and Kels has 120.
So by our powers combined, Andy, we tie Kel.
We tied counts. We got him right where we want him. Yep.
Totally. The old 1-2.
Category 5, funny people named Andy.
Oh my gosh.
One of them's not me. All right.
Actually, all of them are not you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Thanks,
Apply
Neil.
cold compress to that one.
That one's going to sting.
Question 1. This Southern comedian graduated from the University of North Carolina with a bachelor's in music in 1949.
Locked in.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
I'm locked in.
What they don't tell you is Andy is Jeff Foxworthy's real name.
And he looks really good for his age.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
He went to the Paul Rudd School of Aging.
I want to go to that school. Holy moly.
No kidding. Oh, I know his first name is Andy.
You're halfway there, man.
Very good.
I know,
You're
right?
halfway
Very
there.
good.
You're knocking on the door.
You are not going to. You're not going to get half credit for guessing the first name in this category.
I got nothing. So so it'd be the early 60s. Or no, it'd be the 50s, probably.
What if he was a late bloomer?
That could be, yeah, right?
Maybe his name is Andy Guy.
I'm
Andy Ray Guy. It's a pretty southern name.
That's it.
No
It's a pretty
kidding.
southern name. All right, I'm locked in.
My name's Andy Ray. Davo.
Let's warm up the Matlock. It's Andy Griffith.
Oh,
Kel.
I just want to say thank you to my mother and to my old babysitter, Miss Jenkins, for making me watch both of his shows, which I didn't find out until, I don't know, maybe I was like 8. Well, it didn't dawn on me that Andy Griffith and Matlock were the same person. I was looking at the credits, so I was like, Andy Griffith? That's the guy from the other show. But yeah, Andy Griffith.
But he looks so much older.
Yeah, super old, but they were on TV at the same time.
Andy, what's your answer?
I went with Andy Dick. He's a lot older than most people realize.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the correct answer is Andy Griffith.
Yeah, that's probably a better answer.
Yeah. That's why it's not a coincidence that Mayberry was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Having a great show today.
And if you haven't heard his stand-up, he did kind of a summary of both Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet. That they just slay me. They're so funny, and he just run them through.
Really?
He really exaggerates his kind of down home way of talking when he's going through those, and it's I would try to do some of them, but I wouldn't come close to doing it justice. But they're on YouTube. I highly recommend them if you are an Andy Griffith fan. Question 2. What Andy was recently attacked in New Orleans after a performance and was knocked unconscious for 15 minutes?
Locked in?
This is a comedian, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
By trade.
Sure. Locked in.
Devo?
Andy Dick.
Yes.
Kels?
I went with Andy Dick.
Are you kidding?
Like that's how you get punched. Probably something he said.
Yeah. Yeah, that's valid.
Andy?
Andy Griffith. No, I'm kidding. It's Andy Dick.
Correct answer is Andy Dick, who was technically a comedian, but I have yet to see anything funny that he's done. Question 3. What famous sidekick played a small lemur in Madagascar? In the movie Madagascar.
Locked in.
Who is that guy?
Is that sidekick?
Yeah.
What famous sidekick played a small lemur in Madagascar?
Can't remember his last name.
I'll give you a hint. He graduated from South Carolina in 1949.
In North Carolina?
Or North Carolina. One of the Carolinas.
North Trakalaka.
Dang. Is Ed McMahon's real name Andy?
Yes.
Yes,
Andrew Edward McMahon.
Go with that.
Andrew Edward McMahon, and he did it posthumously for Madagascar,
Right.
which was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Andy?
Andy Richter.
Oh, man. I knew he was I knew he was Conan O'Brien's sidekick. I couldn't think of his last name, and I said Andy Summers for some reason. Dang it!
Mm,
I think he was a drummer for the Police, wasn't he?
No, that's Stuart Copeland.
Oh, I don't know where that came from then.
I really don't. He's the guitar player.
Oh, Andy or Kels, did you have an answer?
I went with just Andy. Like he got rid of his last name. He's kind of like McLovin.
Ah, well, no. The correct answer is Andy Richter.
Ah,
Yes. I'm on the comeback trail.
Question 4. In 1983, Saturday Night Live ran a call-in poll to determine if this comedian would ever be invited back on the show.
Locked in.
I am locked in.
I'm locked in too.
Deva,
Andy Kaufman.
Kels,
The very controversial Andy Kaufman.
and Andy.
Andy Kaufman, the man in the moon.
The correct answer is Andy Kaufman. Do you know what the result was?
Probably a no.
It was definitely, it was like 193,000 to 163,000,
Ugh.
something like that.
Ooh.
He said that he was not a comedian and he was an entertainer.
Like a performance artist kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a little bit of that to be sure, but yeah.
And I originally wrote that this was going to be comedians named Andy, but then I changed it at the last minute to be people who are funnier than Andy. So
Wow.
whether he's a comedian or not, it's
Yeah.
sorry, Andy.
Just
No,
cool
that's
water
all
on
right.
that burn, Andy. You'll be fine.
Yep. I'm good.
Well, cocoa butter and
All
some
right.
aloe.
At the end of round 5, Andy has 80, Deva 100, and Kel's 150.
See, combined, we're beating him. So
Yep. Cinderella
the
story.
plan is working.
Plan is working brilliantly.
And the final category in the Player's Choice game is Beatles covers that are better than the original.
Ooh, I got one.
Wow.
I got one already.
That's hot fire right there.
Wow. I'm just gonna have to take a minute here.
Andy, I'm thinking you probably heard most of these, being the big Beatles fan that you are.
I actually
Probably has
enjoyed
most of them.
I enjoy Beatle covers. I have an entire playlist of Beatle covers, and I'll be the first to admit there are some covers that are really interesting. You'd be surprised. There's a dance pop techno hit from the '80s of Strawberry Fields. I think it's kind of cool.
But you went right to the edge. I'd be the first to admit that they're interesting.
I will never.
Right.
See, is there? I'll be curious. I will be the first to admit if there's one up here that I think is better. I will admit to it. We'll find
All
out.
right. We'll see.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
I doubt that you will.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Question 1. The Transformed Man is either one of the best or worst albums of all time, depending on your point of view. It includes a cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and it was the debut album of what actor?
Oh my effing god! So the category is really, really. You want to go here? Okay. Okay. Gloves are off. Okay.
I'm locked
That's
in.
fine.
I'm
That's
totally
fine.
locked in. This is
That's
great.
fine. Oh, this is just 4 more of these. All right. Thought we were taking this seriously.
Davo, you know me. Would I know this? Probably not.
There's a
No.
chance you would, because it's so kitschy.
I meant like not the song. I meant like the artist.
Yeah. No. You've heard
There's a
the
chance
artist.
you would, because it's so
I-
weird.
You've probably heard this referenced. You know this. I think you know this.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Yeah, this actor is not known for their singing, but they're very well known.
Okay.
Andy, what's the answer?
It's William Shatner.
Davo
William Shatner.
and Kels.
I had no idea, and I guessed that it was the B-side to Party All the Time and one with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that would have been amazing. Oh, man.
It would have been amazing.
No, the correct answer was William Shatner.
Seeing Shatner do it with the cigarette, it's pretty out there. It's pretty interesting.
It's performance art, is what it is.
Yeah, it is bizarre.
You need to look that up tonight, Kels.
Yep, it's worth a Google.
Well, you're gonna want to look up all of these.
I'm
Question
having
2.
so much fun here.
What now disgraced comedian released a cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band on his 7th album?
7th?
Yeah, but most of them were comedy albums.
Well, I can think of 2 comedians, but disgraced. I'm locked in.
I'm not sure of this, but I swear I hope it's right.
I'm locked in.
Okay, Kels?
I just threw out Weird Al Yankovic.
Andy?
I know Lenny Bruce did it. I know Robin Williams did it. I'm going to guess it's Lenny Bruce, but I mean, he got into legal trouble, but I wouldn't call him disgraced.
Deva?
I hope it's Bill Cosby.
There's no comedian more disgraced right now than Bill Cosby.
Oh.
He did a Sgt. Pepper's cover?
I want to hear that.
I don't know about this one.
And he was backed by the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band, which is that was Charles Wright's backup band.
Oh, that's just so troubling.
Famous for Express Yourself. Question 3. In 1966, a 72-year-old actress who was frequently censored in her movie star days recorded an album of rock covers, including the Beatles' Day Tripper. Who was she?
I think it's got to be.
I'm locked in.
77 years old.
72.
72.
She was
72 in 1966.
Okay. She was born. She was born in like 1896 or something like that.
Oh Lord.
And I just love the idea of someone who was born in 1896 singing "Day Tripper" by the Beatles.
Yes, that's worth price of admission right there. I'm locked in with a guess.
I'm trying to remember all right, got it. Now, if I'm right, I'm going to have to explain how I came about it. Locked in.
Deva?
Well, I was thinking about frequently censored, and the years were off for me in my head. I couldn't quite get to the ones I was thinking of. I actually went with Myrna Loy.
I love her in the Thin Man series. Kels?
I said Mae West.
Oh!
Yeah, I went with Mae West too. I was trying to come up with her name by thinking about the name they used for the life preservers in the war.
Yeah, in fact, that is Mae West is Cockney slang for best, but it was also used as life preservers because of it. It rhymes with breast. So yeah, no, it was Mae West.
Oh,
wow!
She was censored. She was censored quite a bit in her early years because of her double entendres. We'll say.
Yes. All right. Who was the lady in King Kong? Was that Myrna Loy?
Fay Wray.
Yeah, Fay Wray.
That's what. See, I was even thinking the wrong person. I wrote down the wrong name. That is a wrong answer, and I apologize to Myrna Loy.
That's kind of at least a double wrong.
There's a lot of apologies needed after this category. A lot of apologies.
Question 4. What actor was voted to be the sexiest man of the 20th century by People magazine, possibly based on his cover of In My Life on George Martin's 1998 album of the same name?
Oh, that album is so bad.
It's the sexiest man of the 20th century?
Mm-hmm. I believe it was a reader's poll that people did.
1998?
Yeah, George Martin
was the album?
George Martin.
Yeah.
That was the year of the album, yeah.
Oh.
He was I guess George Martin was trying to cash in.
Well, I mean, George Martin was by that time he was almost completely deaf. When he died, he was stone deaf. and this was his kind of swan song and an ability, an opportunity to make a little more money as he walked out the door. This is it's sad in a way because the album is such a joke, but it's the last album George Martin ever produced.
All right, I'm locked in with a guess.
Locked in.
I immediately regret my guess, but I've got
98. Who would have been?
It was kind of a joke to say that he was probably nominated or voted best sexiest person because of the song.
Oh, really?
It's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Wow.
that came. I will say the only highlight of this album is Jeff Beck doing A Day in the Life, and it's entirely instrumental on the guitar. It's amazing.
Yeah, Jeff Beck can play guitar well.
Yeah, it turns out.
I'm locked in.
Andy?
I so wish I could play a song for you right now, Kels. It's Sean Connery. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
What?
It's Sean Connery.
Devo?
That
I said Julio Iglesias, thinking that was stupid.
No, it gets worse.
Kels?
Well, I figured it was probably a British person. And I went with Hugh Grant because you said it was kind of like it was kind of disingenuous.
Because he's so sexy.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Yeah, I mean, they give it to everybody.
No, in fact, the correct answer. You could even say he didn't so much sing it as narrate.
Yeah, it's like the Shatner.
And
it's like a Shatner song.
The correct answer is Sean Connery.
And you know what?
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
follow this up with a trivia nugget. It's not even the worst song on the album.
Wow.
The worst song on the album is a cover of A Hard Day's Night, done in the tone of a like hotel lounge singer by Goldie Hawn. Which
Can Goldie Hawn sing?
no, she can't.
Sean Connery. So I was originally, before I came up with the Sean Connery, I was going to go with the Tiny Tim, Nowhere Man.
Oh, yeah.
But that one was actually endorsed by the Beatles, so I didn't want to include that.
They were doing a lot of drugs.
In fact, there's a video of Tiny Tim doing a duet with George Harrison of Nowhere Man. At the end of round 6, just before our final question, I've got the game actually got a little bit closer. Andy has 110, Davo 120, and Kells 160. It is anybody's game.
All right.
Ooh.
I spent a while trying to figure out what to do for final question. It's kind of a big mixture of random categories we had, so I decided to just pick something at random. And so Forbes is a good place to go for lists of things. We've kind of done top earning sports leagues and top earning sports players, sports ball players,
Like those sports balls.
And
Love sports ball. Keep sporting.
But the one that I found that I'm going to go with tonight is I've got the top 13 dead celebrities ranked by earnings in 2018.
All right.
So their states.
So in other words, their states are still earning money.
Right. Through licensing and other things. Now, most of these are probably licensing. A few of them are kind of outliers because the estates sold large amounts of assets last year. So some of them probably aren't normally in this list, but others are definitely regularly in this list. So name 10 of the 13 for 10 points each. Go.
Wait just 1 second, Bubba. Yes, it's your friendly podcasting fanatic. Here to shout out my trivia brothers from another mother, the Trivia Rogues. When you get a chance, pop on over to the Trivia Rogues and let Billy and the gang educate you on some things, Bubba. Funk on. And do remember to please look both ways before you cross my mind, baby.
I have my 10, and it was a struggle to get there, so I'm just going to take what I can get.
I got 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with this. I got 10.
Okay. As usual, you'll start in third place, which is Andy.
All right.
What is your list?
My first one was Marilyn Monroe. I was
Oh, that's a
thinking in
good one.
terms of like I see posters and all that stuff, and then I started thinking music. I wrote down Elvis, John Lennon, and George Harrison, and followed by Michael Jackson, and then James Dean. So the rest are all like cartoonists. I hope this works. But Walt Disney, and that family's got to be doing all right. George Scholes, Dr. Seuss, and Jim Henson.
I like the Jim Henson one.
I do too.
But I don't know if those are celebrities. I don't know if that works in this category.
Devo?
Well, I have a lot of singers.
Me too.
Elvis, Michael Jackson, Prince,
Oh.
Tupac. I actually said Frank Sinatra.
Oh.
He's everywhere, it seems.
That's a good one.
John Lennon, and I could keep talking. I'm just thinking. Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
And you know, for some reason I said Judy Garland because her face is everywhere in Kansas. And then the last two I have are kind of stretches, I think. I said J.R.R. Tolkien and Bob Kane.
Oh, DC.
Okay. And Kels.
Okay. I have Michael Jackson, Prince, Freddie Mercury, John Wayne,
Oh.
Ooh,
That's a
good.
good one.
John Lennon, Whitney Houston,
Uh,
Tupac Shakur, Stan Lee,
Oh.
Ronald Reagan, and Elvis Presley.
Stan Lee's good.
Okay. So I'll just go through the list starting at number 13 with 7 million, Betty Page.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
A lot of that.
Muhammad Ali with 8.
Oh,
man.
That's mostly due to he just his estate apparently just made a deal with I forget who, some sportswear company maybe. No, a watch company. There's going to be a Muhammad Ali watch or something. This one makes me a little bit sad. Number 11 at 11 million is XXX Temptation.
No.
Help me out with that, Kels.
XXX Extension.
Yeah.
That's
I guess
horrible.
he was killed last year, but he sold a lot of songs before he did.
Really?
Or after he did, I guess.
Wow.
Jeez.
Number 10, somebody named John Lennon. Lennon.
Oh,
Yeah, Lennon. Lennon.
gosh. Stop it. My side hurt. You're killing me.
Then Prince,
Oh,
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe. So Hugh Hefner's on the list. He his estate
Yeah.
sold some property, and that's why he's on this list, I believe.
Okay.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
oh,
Good call,
Good
Andy.
count.
nice.
Number 5 on the list is Bob Marley.
Oh,
Oh man.
Oh.
Apparently, he's got a cannabis line as
What?
well as some headphones.
That comes out of left field.
I know,
Yeah.
it's hard to believe.
Did not see
We're
that.
going to be
Utterly
going
surprised.
to we're going to be going to Jamaica in January, and we're planning on going up to 9 Mile, which is where he's from. I think going to the Bob Marley Museum. I think that's going to be really
Nice.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's probably just a giant tourist trap.
Free
They
samples.
might have some good brownies.
Mhm.
Number 4, Charles Schulz.
Yes.
Nice,
Oh,
Andy.
This one kind of threw me for a loop. Number 3 on the list, 35 million. Arnold Palmer,
Wow.
who has a beverage empire apparently.
He's not
including,
dead.
Ironic.
Yeah, he is.
Palmer?
Is he not
Yeah,
dead? When did he die?
remember last year we were recording the show and you said, Arnold Palmer, what have you done for me lately? 3 days later, at an
Oh yeah, I
orphanage,
killed
died
him.
of
I killed
a
him.
brain
Yeah.
aneurysm.
I
He
I
died
do
in
that a lot.
2016.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. Okay.
But kind of ironically, his estate now is selling an alcoholic beverage
I drink the
because
hell out of that. Arnold Palmers are delicious.
They are nice.
Number two, mostly due to a new entertainment complex in Memphis and ticket sales at Graceland, is Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you very
And
much.
number one on the list is $400 million to the estate of Michael Jackson, mostly because they sold something like $300 million worth of music rights that he had accumulated. So by my count, Andy got 6 correct.
Wow.
Did you say Marilyn Monroe?
Is that job?
Okay, so
Yes.
I didn't mark that one. But Jim Henson or Walt Disney have less than George or Charles
So
Schulz and Dr. Seuss. That's crazy.
I suspect because their legacies aren't in their estate. They had companies
Oh,
that have
duh.
gone on to
Yeah,
great great
that
things.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you said Charles Schulz, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to sweep here. And the two strongest ones didn't make it. So, okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so that gives you 170 and the lead.
Nice.
Davo, I counted 4 for you: Elvis, Michael Jackson, Prince, and John Lennon.
Are you sure Judy Garland wasn't in there somewhere?
I am absolutely positive.
Davo, your
Dang it.
obsession with Judy Garland's a little troubling sometimes.
Hey man, somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh,
Davo, that puts you in. Well, I mean, let's just face it. You're going to be last.
That's okay.
Kels, I counted 4 correct answers for you,
Yes.
and that gives you a total of 200 points and the win in the Player's Choice game.
Yay.
Yeah, please, you need to celebrate more to compensate for Andy and I's total despair. Because if you act like, oh, it's just another Thursday.
No, that was a nice comeback for the most part. Though the fact that my categories happened like early in the game, I think might have had like a crushing effect.
Well, the fact that you do almost as much as I did about my category.
Yeah.
What's DC
Kinda hurt,
Comics?
too.
I'm a big fan of DC.
But not as big as me.
It's true.
That's true. Davo's much bigger than you, Kel.
Not much, but yeah. I have 2 DC comic tattoos on my body, and you still tied me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
A tramp stamp does not a fan make.
And on that lovely visual, thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Kels, as always.
Well done, Kel.
Thank you.
Again.
Excellent game all the way around. And from all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, this is Davo with Andy.
So long, Ladle Brainers.
Kels.
Andy, since Jim Henson didn't get any love in that list, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
And Neil.
In the immortal words of Tupac Shakur, I had relations with your girlfriend and you are morbidly obese.
Signing off.
Greetings and salutations to all you good trivia people out there. I know what you're thinking. Hey, I really enjoyed this show. How can I get a little more? Well, here to help you out. You can look up these good people on Twitter at Ladle Brain, or if Facebook's more your deal, you can look them up at Brain Ladle Productions. Hey, they've even got their own webpage. It's brainladletrivia.com. Now, if you're feeling generous, you can join a Patreon. where if you donate $10 or more, you can even get yourself a fancy show invite. How about that? Until we meet again, this has been 44, and I'm glad you joined us. Hope I'm out. The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.